Guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday, 5 weeks out on the button, and we're done a check-in today. I weighed in a new low weigh-in and sent pictures over to Cuba, and he decided to do a high day. So a bit more food added in today. So I said I was going to record today anyway and run you through a push session, kind of a walkthrough like I done last time. So perfect. I get to show you the high day. I get to show you some extra food going in today. So tired this morning, a lot tired. The other day we actually made a few adjustments. Dropped 2 kilo over the past like 4 days. So massive jump forwards. Things are really starting to get tighter now. Glutes are finally starting to play ball and come in the way I want them to as well. They're getting a lot sharper. So 5 weeks now, we are bang on where we want to be. So feet up today. Legs are definitely flattening off a little bit. So fill back up, and then we'll see where we are at tomorrow. So right now we have check-in done. We have supplements taken. Just about to have coffee now, and then we're going to go on our morning walk. Once that morning walk is done today, I actually have no more direct steps for the day. So he said, get off your feet, don't do as many steps as usual. So I get about 4.5, 5k done now, and then just crack on with the day. Apart from training, where I obviously get steps in, but there'll be no other kind of walks throughout the day. So let's get moving. So first meal going down today, we have the same meal as usual. Our mince, our berries, but the rice today is doubled. So instead of 75 rice in this first meal, we have 150 today. So decent jump in carbs, but this is the first one going down. Nothing drastic, just doubling the carbs in this meal basically. There she is, 150 rice, 200 mince, 100 of my frozen berries. This is going in now, about 7:15. My next one I will have about 10, and then the one after that about 12, and then training will be about 1:30. There's 2 of my next meals ready as well. But game on. There is Jen getting her steps in. I actually can't go on this because
he's too fat.
I'm too heavy for this, and there's our bike there, but that room is also like an oven, so that's why our clothes are hanging up actually drying, because they dry super fast out there. It's like a steam room. Look at
humidity.
That's how you get leading there. Look at them calves. Yeah. Look at that. That's like perfect. Right, so second meal coming up now. Same as usual. Our mince, our rice, and our pineapple in this meal as well. But the only difference is 150 grams of rice rather than 75. So double the rice in this meal, double the rice in the last meal. That's 75 extra last meal, 75 extra this meal. So 150 extra already today. I know I done a food video in the last one as well, but I said I had to go through this. Obviously slight refeed day, so to speak. I don't know what it is either, okay? But I got this meal ready this morning, yeah? And I already had a meal in that one. But I'd rather eat out of this one. So I'm actually going to just put that meal into that lunchbox. I don't know why, but this Tupperware is like, I don't know if anyone's the same, if they have their own favourite Tupperware, but you know, when I can put a meal in that, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to switch that over. And also, this little spoon, I have to eat the same Tupperware and spoon for each of my meals. So yeah, let me know if anyone else is like that. Just creature of habit. So there she is, 100 pineapple, 200 mince, 150 rice, meal 2. It's about 9:45 now, so I'll have this 2 hours to digest or so, and then on to the next one. Right, so I want to touch on post-show food stashes. Probably the worst possible idea you could think of coming into a show. And I've been there before. You know, I've accumulated a lot of food during the prep, and I was like, right, I'm gonna have this after. You know, I had a big box of stuff, and I remember, I think I put on 10 kg in the space of like 4 days, and nearly ended up in hospital from the amount of water retention. So a lot of people do it. I've done it in the past as well, and it's an absolutely terrible idea. Learn from my mistakes. Don't let it happen to you. The food is going to be there when you step off stage. The food is not going anywhere, okay? If you hoard food and stash food and keep it until after a show, you're going to eat it all. There's going to be a big box there, and you're going to be like, oh, well, I have to eat this now. If you finish your show, go and get the food that you wanted then. It's going to be no issue. It's still going to be in the shop. It's still going to be there, okay? And chances are, by that stage, you're not even going to want half the amount of food that you thought you would. Whereas if it's there, you're more likely going to eat it. So The food is not going anywhere. The food is going to be there when you're finished your show. You can just go and get it. If food is the only thing you're thinking of coming into a show, we're in it for the wrong reasons. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be thinking about it. Obviously, you know, I've done it before as well. But going back, I would try and kind of switch my mindset and just take it away from thinking about food, you know, or even hoarding food, and put more emphasis and focus onto what I was doing from a show perspective. And like I said, the food is going to be there once you're finished. Okay, so we're in for meal 3, which is pre-workout meal. So pre-workout meal is usually 125 grams of rice, but we have 150 grams of rice in here today with our 200 grams of chicken. So that is 25 extra grams of rice, 100 grams of pineapple, which that was actually changed from 150 banana, and then muffins. So these are the goodies that are in today. So we said one large muffin, 500 calories. These are like 250 each, so I'm gonna have 2 of these. And blueberry muffins, I actually don't really like blueberry muffins, so although people may look at this and be like, oh yeah, I actually don't really like blueberry muffins, but it's all they had this morning, so it is what it is. So this have 3 IU of insulin pre as well, so that'll go down. And yeah, this is pre-workout meal. So we will get this in, then we will get intra sorted, post-workout sorted, and then we will get cracking, push day. Okay, so we go through my intra first of all. 30 grams of cyclodextrin, 20 grams of EAAs, 5 creatine, 5 glutamine. Reduced since last video. I know I went through this before, so I'm not going to get into it, but they actually reduced since last video down to 30 grams, but that is actually not increased today. That is going to stay the same for today's session. Now, sorry, pre-workout, as usual, my 2 coffees in here, which Jem always makes for me, and what am I using? Vascumax at the moment, the pump, nothing has changed there. That's staying staple. Maybe when I get deeper into this, may bring this up to 3, maybe. It just depends, but that's perfect right now. Post-workout. Rice actually was brought down to 100 grams the other day, but for this high day, it's going to be up to 125 grams for this meal. Beautiful, I know, just plain rice. And we're going to have our 60 grams of whey as usual. So that I'll make into a paste post-workout. And then I'll put my berries into it, which are here. And these are actually pulled down to 100 grams, and these won't be increased today either. So additionally today, we have 2 of these bad boys. So 2 squares bars. So how many carbs in a squares bar? 20 gram?
I think they're about 10 grams each.
20 gram carb?
Yeah.
21, yeah. So yeah, so 40 gram carb from them. And that is the extra food today in post-workout. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty full after this morning's food in terms of like, legs are a little bit fuller, but I still feel like it's just passed through me. It just feels so empty. So it's a good thing, I suppose. My body's really utilising everything. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good pump today. We push. So I'll take you through it. I'll do a walkthrough, and yeah, let's see what you think. En route to the gym. So Jem is actually driving today because my car is in the garage again. So I had to go in for a service. This thing actually keeps on pausing on me. I had to go in for a service, and it turns out that there's something else wrong with it as well. So that is another £700 on that car, which I am going to sell as soon as I get it back, because I am not paying any more money into that car. That is us. But Jem is driving. I don't like Jem driving, especially to the gym. The gym is like my time, listen to my music in my own car. So yeah, this routine is out of whack. Plus, every time I feel like I'm gonna die as well. So
plus my actual like water cable doesn't work, and my aircon doesn't work.
Yeah, so the window's up, the window's up right now, and I think I'm gonna die, so I'm gonna have to go. Okay, so we are back in with a walkthrough of this push session. So first up, Y raises. I like doing some sort of side out movement before my pressing. I just feel like it makes me kind of locked in, a lot more comfortable, and feel safer going into pressing as well, and it doesn't take away from my pressing. So here you will see that I'm paused in the contraction and then in the stretch here as well, and literally just thinking about driving through my side delts. It's very easy to kick the weight up and down with these, so I'm literally just trying to think about like keeping tension on here and then dragging through the side delts, just making each rep as hard as I possibly can. The head pad is there just to keep sternum neutral, and then the pad under my shoulders. I think it allows me to get a bit more range, as you will see. So a better stretch here, and then when I come back, I just feel I can open up more and get a bit more range. That's the only reason why this is there. But I like these. I like a line cuff raise. Whatever kind of suits you before you're pressing. And again, if you got on with a side raise before pressing, and once it doesn't take away from it. But yeah, that's first up 2 sets. Second exercise, prime incline press. Okay, this is a tough movement. It's nice, but you have to be super safe with this. So here, I'm really controlling the weight down. Slight pause, contract. So I really like this, but you really have to get yourself tight. And again, you will see here, I'm not rushing through. I'm literally trying to contract my chest every part of each rep rather than just throwing the weight up and down. I've seen people tear their pecs on this, so if you don't take your time and be careful and control every single inch of this movement, it can be dangerous. So be smart, use your muscle, not your ego. But I was pretty happy with this set yesterday. Felt really good. Cybex press, I love this machine. Absolutely love it. Really nice contractions, really nice profile. For me yesterday, I feel like these presses felt heavy. I did see a couple of reps drop off here and there, but overall, the intensity remained the same, and the pumps were pretty decent as well, okay? But I was 2 kg down since last session, so it is to be expected when body fat's coming down at this rate, but you will see elbows slightly tucked rather than flared out and really loading delts. But yeah, nice set. You'll see there at the end, a rep down, so a bit pissed off. This is actually a tricep focused movement, okay? So it's going to be tricep, bit of delt, bit of upper chest as well, but see the way my hands are very narrow? I'm trying to keep my elbows in pretty tight as well, okay? And when I come down, I almost think of like a JM press. I think of like allowing my elbows to drive forward and create as much elbow flexion as I can, sitting the load onto my triceps, keeping that tension there, slight pause, and then almost like contracting my triceps from the bottom and driving through. So again, it's tricep biased, but there will be a lot of like chest and front delt in this as well, which is to be expected. But you will see tight elbows, as much elbow flexion as I can, and then from that bottom position, slight pause, tension on, and then almost like contracting my triceps at the bottom and then like driving through. Very humbling movement, but I actually held numbers on this, so I was pretty happy, to be fair. Now, fly. I like this variation. So it's a slight incline. Now, you will see the foam roller behind my back. And the reason for this, basically, is it allows me to really get more range here. See there? It allows me to really open and just kind of get more range in that stretch position. That's the only reason for that foam roller there. Try it yourself. You might like it, you may not. But that's there's nothing, scientific about this. It's just a bit more range. Slight pause in the stretch, slight pause in the contraction, and again, not thinking about my hands, but literally thinking about that upper arm driving across the pec and almost trying to imagine my biceps are going to touch each other in the middle. See, I'm not driving my hands in, it's literally my biceps driving towards each other. But again, really trying to keep tension on at all times here and really milk every single rep. Even on the eccentric, I'm really trying to tear fibers on the way out and dragging it down there. Not just like going real fast or just controlling it. Actually thinking about how can I tear muscle down here. And even on the eccentric, just to make the most of like every single part of the rep basically. So on the triceps next, we have the crossover extension. I really like this. You'll see I lean over a little bit, lock my upper arm into position. Upper arm does not move. And then getting a stretch there across. And then really try to drive that hand back and trying to contract that tricep as hard as I possibly can. So like I said, these are really good. Looking at this, it actually looks like you can probably get a bit more range of motion. Maybe I could. I'm going to look at this next time. But I think for me, this felt like, a full stretch. But I will take a look and see if I can actually make this better, which is always the goal. But really nice contractions here, really nice stretch here, and that upper arm does not move. You'll see that upper arm literally stays locked in, and it's only the tricep doing the work here. Now, tricep push downs, okay? So you'll see you're using D-handle here. You can use a bar, sometimes you use an easy bar, but with this one, you will see again, that upper arm kind of like stays where it is. I'm trying to create as much elbow flexion as I can, so letting that forearm come up, stretch, and then drive down and contract. So it's like my forearm's almost coming up and driving into my bicep without my upper arm actually traveling forward. So upper arm stays where it is, hard contraction, control up, slight pause, and then again contracting through the tricep. It's very easy with a push down just to move the weight up and down. Front delts coming into it, everything coming into it, but you will see like I'm literally just trying to keep every bit of this through my tricep. And then onto overhead extension. My arms actually look like noodles here, like literally, like what is that? But really trying to kind of focus on the long head, the tricep here, really emphasizing the stretch. So you will see like a second to two in the stretch of every single rep, and just really trying to kind of load that long head as much as I can. My mobility here actually isn't great, but it's actually got a lot better. But yeah, again, as much elbow flexion here, holding that stretch, keeping tension on in the stretch, and then driving back through. So that is the last movement that we done today. But yeah, I think these arms need to grow. Okay, so session boxed off. Very good session, really good pump, really good intensity to it, but definitely a couple of numbers starting to kind of drop here or there as well. Definitely starting to kind of creep in now. Like I said, push is the first thing for me, which usually kind of takes a dip, and it's starting to kind of dip a little bit now. And at this stage, you know, it can be expected. You know, for the majority of this prep up until now, 18 weeks, I've continued to get stronger, even pulling off like 18 plus kg. But now, as I start to get really lean, this is where you will start to see little regressions here or there. But once that intensity stays high, you know, and once we're managing recovery, the tissue is not going to go anywhere, you know. So still really productive session. On to my fifth meal now. So I'll go through it now. This meal is now 50 grams of rice, but he brought in 125 grams of rice today. So it's going to be 125 grams of rice, 200 grams of chicken, and 100 grams of apple. There we go. There she is. 100 grams weighed out to the button. And yeah, that is meal 5 for today. Slightly more rice. Well, 75 grams more rice. That's the only change in this. Right, so we're on to the last meal, and then I will wrap this day up. So last meal, it's usually 75 grams of rice. We have 125. Okay, so 125 grams of rice, 200 mince, 100 pineapple. So all in all, I calculate that, and it's about 340 grams of carbs extra today going in. So we'll see if that makes a dent tomorrow, if I'm any fuller, or if I wake up the same weight or lighter or heavier, or whatever it may be. So yeah, not really sure. Hopefully, I just want to crack on and keep on pushing from here. So hopefully tomorrow we're back to baseline and we keep cracking on and pulling off more body fat. But we'll see what Cooper says in the morning. His call. I'll just crack on and do it, which for me is perfect. It takes the stress off me. I don't have to worry or make silly decisions as I get deeper into the end of this. So it's a perfect case for me. So I'll leave you with that. I'll show you the last meal, but guys, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. 5 weeks to go. So I appreciate you following along so far. Do like, share would really mean a lot. I'd appreciate it. I appreciate everyone sharing so far. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. So there we go. Just to finish off the day, 125 rice, 200 mince, 100 pineapple, my peppers, and of course my mustard. But that is it, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.